Yo, what is up, people? It's your boy TB here. We are going to have a good one. We had a stream earlier today, which was good in its own, and now it is time to enjoy a part two of today, which we will have a part three tonight. As always, we'll always have one tonight or at night, but this one will have our boy Fishen Football in here with us. Uh, Possibly be able to get Colby in. Um, we can get Colby in. I'll be really excited about that as well. Just depends on how things play out. Yeah, love to go over a few things. Of course, we talked a little bit of football last night on Pete's show. Love talking football, um, but same time, I do want it to be a good episode. So, not saying that football is not a good episode. I'm saying that in the sense of we may be able to talk about a few other things as well, and I think that's what's going to be the winner of today. So, uh, first thing we'll go over is the fact that TB has surpassed 1,130 subs. I'm going to keep calling it out every single 10 subs that we keep going up. That part I'm super excited for. And then on top of that, we are going to call out Georgia for all of the commits that they've had. I will say one team that I continue to watch slowly but surely. Well, a few teams as far as their recruiting goes for next year would have to be Ohio State, have to be Florida State, of course Alabama, always Alabama, Clemson, and I guess as of right now, that's it. Since we have Florida Man that will be on here, I guess what I will say about Florida is I know they just got a really good quarterback commit not too long ago. Very curious as to how many people that will come with. Uh, like what I'm saying is, I wonder how many people will commit to because of them having a quarterback. Uh, so uh, so yeah, like I said, that part I am curious about. Um, but with that being said, uh, good. We'll go over part one. Like I said, first thing I want to say is I know that college football is going to be a little. It'll be the same, but it'll be a little different with the 8-man playoff, with having all the little things coming up. And I know you're going to see a lot more fight out of these second tier teams. I think that is going to be the part that I cannot wait to see. Um, Seeing the fight out of them, seeing them try to be one of those. Because, I mean, if we go through, that's something I'd like to look up the top 10 teams over the last, I don't know, 5 years. Would love to see who out of that top 10 was right outside the four, who would have gotten in if we had an 8-man playoff. So, uh, I think that, to me, that'll be the part that is going to be fun to watch this year for college football. I need to post the link. It's my fault. All right, let me post the link real quick. What's up, JC? No, I'm gonna have Fishen come on as well. I would love to have you come on too. And I told Sir UGA same thing. But what my point was, and that's what I was just saying, and I'm gonna look it up, and I'll be able to actually call out teams. I'm very excited to see the fight out of the second tier teams who know that they're going to have a chance to make the playoff this year. Like I would love to see out of the last 5-6 years who was out in that 5, 6, 7, and 8 range, who missed out on a playoff because just right outside the bubble. So, like I said, that's going to be the exciting part of this year for me. I love watching Georgia, of course, but I'm also very curious to see how much fight these guys put up. Because you've seen it. Teams realize that they're not winning a championship or they're not, going to have a shot at it. You'll just see them work on things. You'll see them go over stuff, and it's like, now you're not going to have that. I mean, you will have that from the teams that are outside the 8 or know they're not having a chance at the 8. But I'm just saying, like, I want to see how it goes with the ones that are just on that bubble. So let me wash this out real quick. But I know one of the teams that I can think of last year that finished kind of strong. Well, I know Florida State ended up losing to Clemson, but I do think of teams like Alabama that everybody wanted them to get in. Well, in a top 8, they will get in. So that's the thing that helps out Alabama is even in a struggling year, in their standard, being a top 8 team, a lot easier than being a top 4 team. So, all right, let me pull it up real quick. What I could do is turn the camera on. You guys can see my pretty face. Boom. There we go. All right. That looks about right. Well, let's set up first. Can we get it set up, please? Okay. So yeah, let me like I said, pull up the top 10. Top 10. We'll just say college football rankings in 2022. I think that's gonna be the way to go about it. Woo! Bro, it's hot. Hey, okay. What's up, big dog? So I don't know if you heard what I said about the teams outside of the top 4 is what I'm looking for this year. Like this past year. What?
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll tell you. Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say this. Like, this past year we had Georgia, TCU, Michigan, Ohio State that was in the top 4. Jump on whenever you can. Outside of the top 4, the 5, 6, 7, 8, you had Alabama, Tennessee, Penn State, and Washington. And it's like Penn State has not made a playoff. Penn State is not, there's a lot of things Penn State has not done. But to know that you would have had Alabama, Tennessee, Penn State, and Washington in a top 8, it would not have been bad because the first 4 would have gotten a bye. Tennessee would have played Tulane, and then Penn State would have played Washington. Like that.
Yeah. It's going to change things when we go to the 12 team. You're going to see a lot of. I mean, I don't think number 12 is going to really have much of a chance. They'll still be in it. They'll still have technically a chance, but
Wait. So you're saying are they going straight to 12 team? JC, are they going? There? Yeah, I was saying, are they going straight to 12 team or is it 8?
I think they're going to 12. Like as far as I've heard.
Got you. Okay,
what everybody's heard, I guess.
Got you. Well, then if that was the case, we were just saying, Fishen, like this year, the playoff rules have changed. It's going to be the top 12 teams instead of the top 4. And so like, we're going back, just kind of saying, all right, what?
Next year, not this year.
Yeah, it's 26. It's
so
it's after this year. Yeah, it's after this year.
25. 20.
Yeah, 25.
Okay, so we're going to keep the normal 4 this year.
Yeah, no more 4. Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, and that's the cool part, that you're looking forward to, because if you're going to top 12, that means Bama, Tennessee, Penn State, Washington, Tulane, Utah, Florida State, USC, Clemson. I mean, or not Clemson, they were 13, but still, like, I know that some of those teams would get smashed, but it's the fact of you're allowing for more opportunity because I could see an upset. I could see if Alabama's number 5, Tennessee's number 6, Penn State 7, I could see them getting upset by one of those 10, 11, or 12s. So, that was just one of those where I wanted to bring up. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I thought I heard. I'm gonna pull up 2020 college football ranking.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I'll never complain about college football playoffs being better games. I mean, I'll never complain about that. But squeak, squeak. But no, I mean, honestly, like you just named off a lot of teams that would be great matchups, and that's what we're gonna get every year in the new playoffs. I mean, that's what we're gonna get.
I do.
I think it'll be more interesting, to be honest. I think it'll make teams want to play the bowl games more. You'll see more exciting bowl games. I don't think.
I think the important bowl games. I hate to disagree, but I agree, like in some sense. So, like, I think the New Year's Six games, they're going to be bowl games, so they're going to be important.
I think that's what he's saying. I don't think he's saying that.
That's what I mean.
Well, yeah, but outside of the New Year's Six, though, I mean,
yeah, I think that's.
Is anybody going to ever care about those bowl games? Probably not.
No, Fish. I wasn't saying that. I was saying like,
I know,
at least it's going to make like when 5 plays 12, it's going to be more people. The teams are going to want it more.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the likelihood of opt-outs and stuff is way less likely if you have those type of things because I mean it's the playoffs.
Well, and that's.
I mean, if you're
that, what'd you say, JC?
I mean, if you're talking about the Cheez-It Bowl ever meaning anything, no, it's never going to mean anything.
Right.
But that is
the only.
If South Carolina's in it though. Oh yeah, it means.
I think the only way to make regular bowl games mean anything is the universities or the NIL collectives or whoever is going to have to basically offer to pay players to play in those games instead of opting out.
You said you're talking about the lesser bowl games?
The lesser bowls, like 13 to whatever.
That's me.
JC, I don't know if there's really a solution to that because it just seems like that's just kind of like the time that we're in. I mean, they're just going to opt out of bowl games now. I know if you make 12-team playoff, and more players are going to stay for the playoffs because it's like a team thing, but
yeah.
The adverse effect as it would have of the smaller bowl games, which would be just pretty much the nobodies, like the Tulanes of the world.
Yeah.
That they probably won't give a shit about any of it, which sucks, but they probably won't.
No,
I agree.
It's crazy because when you bring that up, it does make you think about pro teams. If a team is not in the running to win a championship, you'll see that player on their team shut down.
Yeah.
You'll see them. You know what I mean? So it's the same as an opt out. Like, hey, dude, like we're not, we don't really plan for anything. But I think the only thing that you could do about that to get people to play is what you just like the whole like having a 12-team playoff. Now the 8, 9, and 10 team they're gonna play because you probably feel like you have a shot. You feel like you got hotter towards the end of the season. You feel like you can do it. So. But yeah, I don't think going to a 24-team playoff is going to be the answer.
Hell no! What? No.
I think that would be
no.
But I do like that in the 12-team. I like that the people outside of
14. Where did that come from?
No, I was saying them adding a 12-team. Makes people not want to opt out more. But I think adding more teams to a playoff to try to get people not to opt out, that wouldn't be a good idea. I was just saying, like, we went from 2 teams to playing the national championship to 4. Now we're going to 12. Like, I don't think it needs to keep going.
Unfortunately, I don't even like saying this. If you're not a part of a winning team, if you're a player, like you're an elite player, right? You know you're going to get drafted. Like look at Jamar Chase. Look at Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
He was hurt. Yes, he was hurt. But he said, look, it was the right choice. But he said, look, I'm hurt. I've been hurt all year. If I come back into this season and I play and it doesn't go good, which it didn't go that great. I mean, it went okay, but I'm saying he knew better with a new head coach coming in to opt out of the whole season.
Yeah.
And then you look at Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Look at Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is an absolute animal in the NFL right now. And look, it's just not every player can do this. Some players can. If you're an elite player in college, you know that you can translate to the NFL. Some players can't.
Yeah.
So for the majority of the players, I do agree. The opting out type thing is just ridiculous. But there are some people that can get away with it, and they will, and they'll keep doing it as long as they can.
Yeah.
And look at Jamie Newman too. Jamie Newman thought he could just be drafted, and guess where he's at?
I know.
Sitting at home.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but so it's just a good example of both sides of the spectrum here.
Yeah, and to your point, players like Jamie Newman were not as highly ranked as Jamar Chase or Micah Parsons. So there's a level, there's a fine line of if you are good enough, then you can do it. If you're not good enough, you probably need to think about it. Like,
I agree. Jamie Newman was in the Heisman conversation, and he never
he
even played.
He
never even freaking played.
I felt like his Heisman stock went up because he transferred to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
And then he chose to opt out the COVID year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What a mistake!
I'm just saying. That's how this stuff works. You know, if you're worthy of the NFL, they'll find you and they'll see your skill set and they'll take you.
Yeah, but I do think it's okay for players to opt out on a lesser team. I think that is okay. Like, I'm not mad at you. Like, so I mean, that is something that, like you said, it will never go away. But really, really excited to see games that count. Like you said, the top playoff games. That is really, really. That's really exciting for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually am really excited for it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is, but maybe they could try, like, you know, if a player opts out, maybe tell them you're no longer allowed to use the workout facilities. You're still a student,
but they can't.
But if you're not an athlete, but if you're not playing for the team,
yeah, I agree. I agree with you. But they'll never do that.
I know. I'm wishful thinking.
They just won't do that.
Yeah.
Because it was bad on the university. In preparing them for the NFL draft, like they'll never do that.
Agreed. And that's the tough part. That is the tough part.
I don't think they'll ever do it, but I think it might be a good idea to look into.
Yeah, I know.
You don't think it'll ever happen?
No, but
I honestly don't.
I don't either, but I do see what you're saying as far as giving players you got to choose this or this. I do get it, because there is a part of like, dude, you know, we're about to go play in this game trying to win a championship, and you're going to be back at the facility working out trying to get ready for the draft. Like, F you. But I do understand the flip side, like what Fishen's saying, of if that dude gets drafted in the first round or the second round and the 7th pick, that makes us look good. So it's like, if you opt out for your betterment, hey, dude, you know what? You gave us 3 years. You gave us 95% of your career. That last 5%.
Okay, well, it it goes the same way. You can get hurt training too.
You can. I
You
know.
know,
That's
I
why I think
knew
it's
a guy who was into MMA and stuff in the military, and he used to do these competitions. He
yeah.
didn't get hurt in the competition. He got hurt when he was at the gym one day, training.
Well,
But I know that's two different sports, but still, I mean, it can happen.
Yeah, I get that. I think that's that whole preference deal of it. You know what it makes me think of when somebody acts like they're hurt on the field and they may not be, but you can't
this
be mad
fucking
at them.
bird, I swear to God.
But you can't be mad at them because you don't know if they're hurt or not. Like that's that whole concept of, you know what? If they decide that that's what they want to do, then your best bet is to just, because like I said, Sir UJ said he got hurt going to the bathroom the other day. Like that's, I do see your point. It just, I think it's too much. It's too sensitive of an area. Yeah, I think it's too sensitive
I
of
mean,
an area.
this guy, I knew he was practicing his kick in the bag, and he
Yeah,
tore a ligament in his knee.
that's
Tore a ligament in his knee.
I can believe that.
He wasn't in no competition. He was just training. So
Well, I wanted to ask y'all this too. When it comes down to a team that's in a, because every the SEC or not SEC, the conference champions are going to be who get put up there. Do you think because we're in a 12 team, do you think we'll see 3 teams from one conference be in the? Okay,
Yes.
I think you.
that's I think what that gives as far as opportunity are for some great rematches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I agree.
LSU and Florida State. I don't know if it was last year. It might have been the year before where Florida State barely beat LSU. It may have been.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, they barely beat LSU, and it's like that game. Now imagine if LSU ended up being pretty good, or really good, and then you met them in the playoff and they beat you by 1, and now it's like that game would be highly viewed because of that.
All right, can I say something? Can I say something to people out there? And this is a hot topic, but this pertains to Clemson as top 3 in the SEC if they left right now. This pertains to that.
Okay.
I don't care that Florida State beat LSU, because guess what? It was the first game Brian Kelly ever played at LSU or coached at LSU.
Yeah.
So it's the first game ever that he ever went there. The first game, and he lost by 1 point. Okay, so what's the point of saying that the ACC is better? Okay, so anyway, piggybacking off that, I mean, yeah, Clemson beat FSU, but is FSU that bad? No, and especially when you look at what FSU brought into this year. If you think FSU is just going to go 9-3 again and just lay down in the ACC, yeah, it's not going to happen.
No,
it's not going to happen.
They're not going to lay down.
For you to be a Florida fan, though, saying that, I know I would say that, but for you to be a Florida fan, like, that makes me feel better.
I hate FSU, but goddamn, they're going to be really good this year.
I know, especially with all that they're bringing back. I know.
Well, it's not what they're bringing back though. It's the transfer portal.
I'm saying, but you're bringing back Jordan Davis. You're bringing back 3 of your 4 running backs. You're bringing back 2 linebackers, 2 D linemen, 1 cornerback, 2 safeties. And I do agree with the transfer portal. I'm not knocking that. I'm saying with what you're bringing back, and then like you said, what you're getting in the transfer portal.
Yeah,
dude, the team this year gonna be better than last year.
That's what I was about to say. What they added from the transfer portal. FSU won in the transfer portal this year.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, we have to agree though. Florida State's coach, he seems like a cool dude, man.
He does.
He seems like a player.
I hate it. I fucking hate it.
I know. But
He's a real one, bro. He seems like a real one.
he reminds
Honestly.
me of, and I know Pete gonna hate to hear this. He reminds me of Shane Beamer with like being a player's coach, being like a young guy. That's what he reminds me of.
I mean, I think besides Clemson, FSU has the best chance of winning the ACC.
Hey,
That's
look. This is a sneak peek. This is a sneak preview, bro. But I'm telling you right now, my pick for the ACC is FSU.
okay.
I don't think Clemson. I don't think Clemson's gonna win it.
I mean,
Honestly, don't.
do you think that has a lot to do with them just having a first year quarterback? What do you think Clemson's down? If you think Florida State's going up, why do you think Clemson's falling?
Say what?
Why do you think Clemson isn't going to win?
Well, I mean, look, they first off, they lost a lot of pieces defensively, and they don't have the receivers to kind of help out the quarterback, which is Kate Klubnik. And I said this earlier, but I think if you ask me next year, I think Clemson's going to be amazing. But this year, I just don't think they are. I mean, Garrett Riley is coming in there, and it's definitely going to be an improvement from Brandon Streeter. Definitely going to be an improvement because the offense was terrible last year. But Clemson still has problems at offensive line, at wide receiver. I mean, they still have these problems.
Yeah. And
So, I mean,
I can.
So this year is just. I mean, to pick them to just win the ACC and just go in the playoffs and just start winning games, I just don't see it.
Yeah. I can agree with Fishen on this, but I don't know if they'll win, but it's gonna be either Clemson or FSU. But I think FSU, in my opinion, they are a better team as a whole than Clemson right now.
Okay, well then if we're gonna say Florida State and then Clemson, who would you say is top four in the ACC? Who's gonna be 3 and 4?
I would say FSU, Clemson, North Carolina, and
Yep.
pick your choice for the number 4. That's what I would say.
All right, well, let's go
What do you
SEC.
think, JT?
I think I would say the same 3, and then the fourth, I think Pitt's going to be pretty good this year. I hate to say that because I know Talkus Pitt is probably listening. He's going to be like,
Yeah,
give me more
Pitt's always
juice.
tough. Yeah, Pat Narduzzi does. He does a great job.
I mean, Pitt has a lot of returning too.
Mm-hmm. Except
well,
Keaton.
Yeah.
They don't get him back.
What about SEC? Give me top 4 teams in the SEC.
Mm.
Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I got right now.
Now you hesitate on the Ole Miss. Who do you think is going to compete for that 4th spot then?
Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tennessee. Unfortunately. Yeah.
What about you, JC? JC, what you think?
I think Georgia, Alabama.
That's
As
1 and 2.
much as it kills me to say this, LSU is going to be really good. They might win the West again. I believe they might.
You damn right, JC. Yeah, they might. They really might.
My fourth, as much as it kills me to say this, I really don't want to, but Tennessee.
Okay.
Tennessee looks. I mean,
Yeah, I
Joe
fucking
Milton
hate
is
Tennessee.
not that good. I'm not saying he's that good, but he's returning. He's got a lot of experience.
Oh, but he can be though.
The gimmick is
Yeah.
The gimmick
The gimmick.
looked good last
The
year.
gimmick.
Well, this is the part. I want to explain this about the gimmick offense. This is the
Yeah,
part of
please do. Please do.
when you go against a team that is not just about X's and O's, but brings strategy. It doesn't matter how good you feel your team is if you are not prepared for a 2 yard
Yeah.
run, no huddle, a 3 yard slant, no huddle,
Yeah.
a 4 yard in and out, no huddle, a 30-yard bomb downfield, no huddle. If you are not, if you don't have hybrids out there, people
Yeah.
that can do different things, they'll just exploit you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the part of the gimmick offense where it's
And
like,
I think
what?
that part of
It's still
part of
position
that
players.
work in at Tennessee is just look at last year, for example. Only 2 teams beat them at it, and that was Georgia and South Carolina. Or no, they lost to South Carolina, didn't they?
Yeah, they got South
Yeah.
Carolina destroyed them.
Tennessee
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
South
Yeah.
Carolina.
Tennessee did.
Georgia and South Carolina figured it out. Nobody
That's
else
the
was
point
able to
where
stop it.
people don't want to give South Carolina credit, but
Yeah,
that
I was
means
about to say.
South Carolina has athleticism. They have the recruits.
I was about to say. Anybody want to talk shit about South Carolina? Bro,
I know.
I'll start fighting with you. I'm just saying, bro.
I know. But that's, to me, that's the part of, I love that the SEC East starting to pick up again. Now, if Florida can get it together, the SEC East is strong.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Hopefully.
I'm just saying the SEC East could be strong because you would have Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida, and then Georgia. Like that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would definitely be awesome.
Yeah, it definitely would. Funny you say that though, because I mean, Florida's really the only missing piece to making the SEC East great again. And
Yeah.
no, I mean it really is.
Yeah, no, that's
like
a good
Florida's
point.
good.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yes, but
And
I also go ahead, JC. Sorry.
and I don't hate you, Fishing, and I don't hate
I know you don't.
any fans, but
You
I
just hate
hate
Florida. I understand.
I hate
Yeah, I know.
Florida.
I know.
But
I know.
you are correct when the missing link is Florida, and I just don't think they're going to get back to being the good the great program that they used to be under Billy. I just don't see it happening.
Hey, tell me if I'm wrong, Fishing. All teams have to adjust to the way football is played, the way recruits are, kids, all that. And I just think that's all that's lacking right now is just that transition into the new age of college football. Do I think Billy Napier can do that? I do think he can do that.
I don't
Like,
think one more year.
No, look.
I understand that they possibly could under Billy Napier. The problem with Florida is, and they've shown this in the past, if Florida is a program where they expect you to come in 3 years later, they want you to be the greatest football team on earth, and sometimes you just need more time. And
well, but and so to that point, and I agree with you. But if you look at what TCU did Sunday night, and you see with the doo talent that they have,
yeah,
I mean, how much time do you really give Billy Napier? Because this is interesting. It's an interesting topic because how much time do you really give Billy Napier?
no,
I think
agree.
I think he gets this year and maybe next year, and then after that they'll get rid of him if you're not in the top.
Yeah.
6 teams at the end of the year. They're gonna.
Well, you remember?
Well, let me tell y'all something. Go ahead, TP.
No, you go ahead. I'm about to fix a cup of ice.
Go ahead, TP.
I'm fixing a cup of ice. I'm fixing ice.
Come on. We can't have dead
Okay.
air.
So, all right. I think what I look at with Florida that they need. I remember when Florida State started their rise, had a decent first year. Then the second year, I remember being like, dude, they lost 3 games by less than like 4 points. Like, yo, if they flipped that around, that'd be pretty good. And then
Yeah.
this past year, they went off, and it's like all Billy needs to do is show promise. But to Fishen's point, TCU just brought in a guy that all he did was the X's and O's. He didn't magically make the players better. He hit you with an offense where you were like, but coach, we got a bunch of heavy guys in because it was just 3rd and 2. And now they no huddled us and hit us for a 15-yard slant. Well, now they're no huddling and they're hitting a little curl route. And then they just hit us with a screen. Those are the kind of people that Florida needs, is that coach that's like, you can't stop me. So would you be okay with Garrett Riley after next year coming to be the head coach at the Florida Gators?
Oh, Lord.
I would. I'd be okay with it. If
I'd
he
be
goes
okay with it, but I kind of don't want that to happen because I know that they're going to improve under him. I think
Yeah.
they would, at least. I mean, no one knows for sure, but I think,
Oh
in
my
my
goodness.
opinion, they would
No.
improve under him.
No.
What do you
no.
think, Fishen? If Garrett Riley does decent at Clemson, would you be okay with them hiring him at Florida?
If he took Clemson to the playoffs, yes, yeah, I would.
Agreed.
Now, this is the whole thing with the take teams to the playoffs first year. You know, the Brian Kelly just automatically jumped in and made LSU a top team. TCU, same thing. Garrett Riley, or not Garrett Riley, Lincoln Riley, same thing at USC. Look,
Yeah.
I like this stuff, but this stuff doesn't seem sustainable to me. So
Okay. You just need to see it.
I guess my whole point is I think Billy Napier is trying to make it sustainable. Now, is he the coach that's going to be long term and like it's going to be sustainable and like this is going to be a long time program with him and going to be a great program? I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, I really don't know.
Gotcha.
But Billy Napier is building that way instead of going after like just building an offense. Because let's be real, TCU offense, that's what they succeeded on. Offense.
Yeah.
USC offense. Who was the other one?
Talking about not. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's offensive success pretty much right off the bat. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I mean, I think Billy Napier is doing it the right way. The only problem that I do have is I don't know if he's doing it well. I don't know if he has the coaching ability to do it. That's my problem.
I got you. Okay.
But I mean, it's only been 1 year, like I said. So maybe he does. Maybe he. I could say good things and bad things. I mean, I can go either way, bro.
Well,
Anthony Richardson thing, I can go both ways, but I still don't think you can fire this guy after this year.
I know people trolled the crap out of Georgia Kirby's first year. Like, I mean, I want to say you guys probably won. They probably have the same record after the first year, and everybody wanted to troll Kirby, troll Georgia, this and that. And it's like that's the one thing that I can say is I could see a difference from Mark Richt to Kirby in that first year, and that's it. That's all I needed to see. All I needed to see was a difference, and I guess did you feel like you saw a difference from Dan Mullen to Billy Napier?
Oh, I saw a difference. Oh yeah, I saw a difference.
Okay, well then there you go.
I mean, it wasn't good. Got you.
Okay.
But it was the type of difference that I felt like it needs to be year 2 before I make my assumption, because it wasn't the assumption to be like, okay, this dude's going to be dog shit. It was like, okay, this guy is new at this. I mean, it's his first time at a Power 5 program, being a head coach. So it's okay, you know, first year. Look, everybody's going to have that.
Yeah.
And Kirby had it too.
Yeah.
First year wasn't good. So, but if this year goes bad and the offense looks like shit, and they don't have an offensive coordinator, like I've been preaching about for months and months and months and months and months. Actually, at this point, it's been years. But if they don't have this type of thing in place, yeah, I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna be sitting here being like, yeah, well, I told you why you failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
No, I like that.
We'll see. And this is the most crucial year. It's Graham Mertz at the goddamn quarterback, and you have a 5-star quarterback coming in. You're recruiting great, but guess what? If Graham Mertz sucks and Anthony Richardson sucks, what are we gonna do?
Well, yeah, if Graham Mertz
that 5-star quarterback could leave any moment.
Yeah. Do you now? Are you not? I think as a Georgia fan, to a Florida fan, I'm curious to see who all this guy brings. The new quarterback that just committed. I'm curious to see how many people he gets to commit.
Who? Which one? Like what?
Yeah, the 5-star quarterback you guys got.
He's still trying to bring him in.
A 10th grader?
No, not the 10th grader. Damn it.
Graduated.
God damn.
He graduated high school, right? Graduated early. They signed him, or are they talking about?
No, we're not talking about him. We're not talking about him.
What's this guy's name? I want to say he's next year.
It's DJ Legway.
Got you. And I want to say he's the number 2 quarterback.
He's the number 4 quarterback in the country.
Oh, okay.
Next year, right now, yeah. Now, what JC's saying, I have my opinions on that too, but you know,
what as far as
this ain't a Florida show, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, dude, you can go ahead and talk it, speak it.
Are you talking about the quarterback himself, or what do you mean you have? Do you think
the whole situation?
The guy that graduated, they gave him an offer?
I don't know, JC.
I mean, if he's good enough, why not? Why not lock him in? I don't see a problem with it.
Well, I'll tell you why. He's 17.
I mean,
and Lou did this on the show the other day. He's mother MF and 17.
He is. I'm not arguing that, but
he's not physically developed to play in the SEC at quarterback. He's not.
No, but you never know.
He also doesn't have to start as a freshman. Well, I'm saying he also doesn't have to start as a freshman.
Yeah.
Well, why do we bring him in then?
I would say so you could develop him. That's like playing.
If he's true. Okay, and look, and I agree with that. But okay, so we have a 5-star quarterback coming in next year. Why do we bring this kid in this year then? Why?
Oh, wait. Okay, so I don't know anything about this guy. I thought we were talking about the 5-star quarterback. So explain to me.
Okay, no. Okay, all right. Let me set the stage. So we have a 5-star quarterback, number 3 in the country. I think he's number 3 or number 4 in the country.
Yeah,
like an elite quarterback, like for real. So he's coming in the 2024 class, but we have this recruit. He's committed to Florida, but he's in the 2025 class.
Yeah.
And he's trying to reclassify because he's so goddamn smart, which he is. I mean, the kid's really sharp. and I watched the tape. I mean, he's really good. He is really good on the football. He's really good. So, but he's trying to reclassify to come from 2025 to 2023, which would mean that he would be.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which would mean that he would be on the field pretty much with Graham Mertz. He would be in the same class. So that's what I have a problem with. That's my problem.
I don't blame you.
Not good.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't know that part. I thought he was just coming in early so he could get more training time under the position coach that he's going to be
that's
training.
what it sounded like to me. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
More time training under the position coach you're going to be training. You're going to be playing at. That makes
you would
sense
hope
to
so,
me,
right?
But
you would hope
now,
so.
Let's say this. If we were all sitting down in a meeting and we were talking about this, and it's like, if Fishen's like, guys, why would we bring this dude in? We're about to do this. There's no reason to bring this guy in if we're going to be having a 5-star coming in. I think the only thing I could think of that sounds okay would be, well, look, dude is he's young, but we need a pretty good scout team quarterback. We need somebody that our defense can go against, that can make a few good throws, that can move, and Graham Mertz will be our starter. We know that, but we need somebody that we can go against in practice. And so is not it. Whoever the backup is, that guy, he's not it. They've seen him the last 3 years. They know his tendencies. Like, we need somebody that can mix it up and give our. That would be the only thing I could think of. Away from that, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it. So I don't blame you on that, dude. That's a tough subject.
Hey, man, listen.
Hey, I gotta go. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
All
right. See you then. What were you about to say? You said, listen.
I'm gonna tell you this in confidence because I know you won't share it with anybody, even though we're live right now.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you this in confidence.
Okay.
I don't think Billy Napier knows what he's doing. I really don't. I really don't. Go ahead.
Look, I'll say this.
Please talk me out of it. Please talk me out of
it. It would not matter what school it was. It would not matter if I knew you or knew anybody from that fan base. I would say, give me the first 3-4 games of the year. Like, tell me your first 4 games of the year next year. What are your first 4 games?
Oh, my God. It's Utah, McNeese. I don't know the third one, and then it's Tennessee. So
wait, and Utah's at Utah, right? Because Utah was at your place. Okay, I'll say this: Utah, and Tennessee. Well, I'll say Utah and Tennessee game would prove to me, because now look, the record-wise, 2-2 is there could be a bunch of different things. If y'all play at Utah and y'all lose by 7 or 10, then I'm gonna be like, hey, you're like right now you on the up. Y'all play Tennessee.
Guess what? That's what's gonna happen, though. That's what's gonna happen.
But I'm saying
we won't lose bad, but we'll lose.
But if y'all
and I'm fine with the Utah loss. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Now, if the Tennessee and Utah, if you lose to both of them and and y'all play good, I'm going to tell you right then and there, that's it. That's all I needed to see. I'm sold, because I said the same thing about Florida State.
Well,
and the only reason I say that, Tennessee is a test. It's not like you're about to play, Nebraska, and you need to beat them by 40. You're about to play teams that Tennessee's trying to make the playoff. Like, you're about to play a team that's going to try to make a statement of you.
Well, look. So I mean, my mindset is, look. I mean, if we lose to Utah, look, they won the Pac-12 last year.
Yeah,
I'm not too worried about that, especially if Cam Rising does come back, because that's the big unknown that nobody knows about, and I think they're kind of keeping it top secret. But I think he's going to come back.
Okay.
But so if we lose to Utah, okay, sure, that's fine with me. If we lose to Tennessee, okay, if it's a close game, okay, sure, that's fine.
Okay. Well, that's it.
If we start losing SEC games like Missouri and dude, it's over. I mean, it's
agree.
over.
I agree. That was my point of like not trying to talk you out of it. If y'all can play the Missouri teams and be able to, beat up on them, I think in your mind, because the whole goal is he's trying, and we said this last year, he's trying to build a balanced team. He's trying to have a good defense. He's trying to have a good run game, pass game, like all the little things he's trying to have. He's not trying to have just one or the other. So I think it does take.
Yeah.
I gotta sneeze, but I just don't. And that was my whole thing with, what's his name, the quarterback who got drafted freaking fourth or fifth.
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I think that was my thing with him was, and I said this to you, he cannot
fourth overall, and he's doo at Florida. Doo.
Yeah, but I think he
straight dog shit. I mean,
he cannot sustain an offense. He cannot sustain a drive. Now, and this is the part of two. We also were under a first-year head coach, Billy Napier, who was also first-year Power 5. I'm sure an NFL coach is like, dude, we'll develop him way better than you did. If he don't pan out, he don't pan out. So,
and that's what they're thinking. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think, dude. NFL teams have made worse mistakes. So, worse picks. But okay, well, give me some more. Give me some more hot takes. I'm liking this. It can be Florida. It can be whoever. Either one.
Well, shit. You want some more hot takes?
It don't have to be crazy, but just like throwing a team out there. Like, okay, I'll start it off. Nebraska having.
I was going right there.
Okay. Nebraska having the best transfer portal class. Let me bring on JC again. Nebraska having the best transfer portal class. I'll give them a chance to maybe go 500. And if they get hot, I could see them going above. But they've got guys who are former 5 and 4 stars. Like they don't get those recruits, or they haven't in a long time.
Well, their win total is 7. So
that was last year, or you're saying that's the guess for this year?
Yeah, this year. Yeah, 7.
Okay, I can see that. Okay.
Well, actually, it might be 6. Actually, I think it's 6. I think it's 6.5.
I think they're.
But still, I'll take the over. Yeah. I'll take the over.
Well, I know they got, like I told you, they got 3 guys from Georgia. One is an offensive lineman that he'd have been in the rotation this year for guard. And then, would have played a good bit. And then another one they got, is it Mikael Sherman, I think, who was the highest rated linebacker Georgia's ever signed. It's like, now granted, apparently he wasn't producing like we wanted him to, or else he would have been starting at Georgia, but that's not the point. The point is, now you're going to be putting up in. So, anyways, I'm just saying. And then I think they got a D tackle from us, but I was just really proud of Matt Rule because he is going to try to prove himself too. You just came from an NFL team that underachieved. Everybody talking crap about you. You got a chip on your shoulder. So, and with you having the plug with the NFL, I think that is going to help that outlet. Like the same way me and you talked about Ole Miss last year being the transfer portal landing spot. So, yeah. Anyways, you go ahead.
That's a great point. That's a great point about the NFL.
Well, that's what it seemed like to what me, you, and JC were talking about, the whole opting out for the NFL. Now, if you go to a coach who's got plugs, that's the same thing as opting out and working on yourself. You go to a school that can help you get linked up with the NFL. That's working on yourself. Like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? What do you think about Nebraska? What's your thought on it?
Me?
Either one of y'all. I just because I already said the way I felt. Like I just want to see. What do you guys
really follow Nebraska that much, but I think they'll be somewhere like. I think they'll be better than last year, but not much. Maybe 6.
Well, they got Jeff Sims, though.
Oh, dude from Georgia Tech?
Mm-hmm.
I knew they got a lot of guys in the transfer portal, but I did not know who all. That's crazy. That's wild. Dude.
He's a good
Yeah.
player.
Well,
Right,
and
so
the thing
I
is
mean,
he's a good player,
he is what
JC,
he is at Georgia Tech. He was what he was,
but now
right,
imagine him behind a
and he had
better
his
offensive line. You know,
yeah.
imagine him
yeah,
behind you literally. So that's my thing is I think he'll do better there.
yeah, he'll definitely be better there behind a bigger offensive line and you know some protection.
Well, I agree. So Jeff Sims has a ton of potential. I mean, he's like on the verge of like AR type potential. I mean, he's a dual threat quarterback that's just
Yeah.
really freaking good, and he's really quick, and he's got a strong arm. So I really do like him. The only backlash that I do have is Matt Rule having a conservative type of offense. Like
True.
he's not gonna just Matt Rule is not gonna air raid the ball. He's not. I mean, and we watched it at Baylor. I mean, he's just not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
But as far as like a quarterback that's calculated and makes good decisions, and which that's what I think he needs. Because
Agreed.
Jeff Sims was, I mean, he was throwing interceptions and all this type of stuff. Like he threw a lot of interceptions that were just boneheaded. Like he made a lot of bad choices.
He had really good games. He had really bad games. He had really good games.
And he needs balance. He needs balance. Now, and there's two sides to this too. I mean, first off, I think Jeff Sims is going to do fine at Nebraska. I think he's going to do great. But if you're looking at like NFL type thing, Matt Rule's been there. It didn't go good, but he's been there. So
agreed.
I think that just having that, I think Jeff Sims is going to be pretty good.
No, I agree.
Even if he's only just a game manager.
But being a game manager and
but he's not going to be. That's the thing, though. He's a dual threat quarterback. He's not going to be a game manager. That's the thing. Like
that's what I was going to go to. I was going to say we just saw Stetson Bennett be a game manager, but a game manager at Alabama that you've seen in the past, those like Stetson Bennett having the little bit of running ability was like, dang it, he's a game manager, but his little tail is quick, so he might get out there and run for a first down. Jeff Sims is a lot quicker. Jeff Sims is a lot more athletic. If he can become a game manager with that, I think it makes him look like a better NFL prospect, a better quarterback prospect. So, and we just talked about Anthony Richardson. We just talked about the not being able to sustain drives. You had all the athletic ability in the world. You just couldn't sustain the drive. So
yeah, and you know what NFL teams are saying about Anthony Richardson? They're saying he looks way more poised than he did in college. He looks way more calculated than he did in college.
I could see that.
That's what they're saying. I'm just saying that's what they're saying.
I think that's the humbling part.
They're not saying about a C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. They're not saying about them.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think the humbling part had to come first for Anthony Richardson. You know, I think being able to have a bunch of highlights is cool and all, but it's like an NFL coordinator or GM going, "Hey, we're about to draft you 4th overall, but you got to get better at this, this, and this." All right, yes, sir. Like I'm being for real. We will cut you, and then we'll cut your contract. So
and then we'll cut your phone.
So I don't know. Like I do like that part of college. I love the transition from high school to college. I love the transition from college to NFL. But that's the part where the Nebraska thing is going to be fun to see because we always do it with players. Now we get to see it from a coach. We get to see an NFL coach come in and right away have to. So that's that's
Hey,
exciting.
well, and hey, Matt Rule might surprise us, and he might just throw an air raid offense. Who knows? Yeah, no, you never know. You never know.
Do you know?
There's always a
Maybe.
surprise
Yeah.
in the season. There's always a surprise.
What'd you say, JC?
I said maybe.
Well, do y'all know who he
Yeah,
got?
maybe.
Do we know of any running backs or anything that he got? Because I'm about to pull it up on my phone.
No. I
I'm
actually
gonna.
don't. No.
No, I
Yeah, pull it up because I don't think they have any big time running backs.
Okay. This will
Could be
be
wrong though.
this will be really exciting though. Just to see because now with the new the second transfer window going in, I wonder if they got any new
had
pieces.
that.
Well,
They
yeah,
did
because
have
they
that
did really
one.
good in the first transfer window. They did really good. But
They did have
I
that
don't
one.
know.
That one quarterback, Thompson. I think he entered the transfer portal. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know if
left Nebraska. Yeah, he left
okay.
Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah, Casey Thompson left Nebraska.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk.
I really like Casey Thompson too.
We're going to talk about people who just transferred to Nebraska. That will also start. Okay. All right, here we go. Utah offensive tackle 6'7", 300. He's transferring to Nebraska. He'll start right away. Jacob Hood is the 4-star that I told y'all from Georgia. He's 6'8", 342. Was in rotation at Georgia. He would have been getting 40% of playing time as an offensive lineman. 6'8", 342. What the flip,
big old dude.
He's from Georgia?
Yeah, he transferred from Georgia.
Yeah. I ain't got no interest in him.
But and I know our offensive line room is stacked, but the Georgia does a really good job of rotating. Georgia rotates offensive linemen more than I've ever seen a team do. They rotate them like they're defensive linemen. So, anyways, Arik Gilbert from Georgia transferred to Nebraska. Now, I know everybody's saying he's a head case. I know everybody's saying he's that. If he gets playing time and his morale goes up and his confidence, that you may see a different Arik Gilbert. So
listen, this is what he was number 1 tight end in the country.
Yep, yeah, right. And behind him was Darnell Washington. They were number 1, number 2 in the.
If you think he's not going to eat, bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
he's going to be good. I'm telling you, he's going to be good.
He was good at LSU, and then he came to Georgia, and I don't know what
he was
happened.
Very good.
He just didn't get a lot of playing time.
Well,
he was great at LSU.
I think that's
but
why
he had problems.
Out.
He had problems. I mean, he had drug problems. I don't know. Spice and shit. But yeah,
that was the rumor that I heard was the Spice deal. But they said he was like 270. Then he got down to 250. Well, now if he gets to Nebraska, they said his goal weight is 225, 230, and I could see that. He's more of a flex tight end. Darnell was more of the blocking tight end. So. If he gets either way, though, even if he doesn't get down to 225, he's still going to eat. But next, Mikael Sherman from Georgia, a 6'2", 250-pound linebacker. He'll start. Billy Kemp, a 5'9", 172-pound slot receiver from Virginia. He'll start. Offensive tackle Ben Scott, who had a scholarship to Georgia, ended up choosing to go to Arizona State. Hold on. He
you're turning me on, bro.
You said what?
Nothing.
Oh, 6'5", 290. He's going to Nebraska. Texas A&M D tackle going to Nebraska. Wide receiver from Baylor. Linebacker from Florida. Jeff Sims. Another cornerback from Florida. Oh, and a long snapper from Florida. I don't think y'all will miss him. But still, just saying, like, that's my whole point. All those guys we just went through. And then when you go through their recruiting class, you just see a bunch of 3-stars. Oh, well, they actually got okay, never mind. They got 4 stars in the recruiting class to go with those transfers. So anyways, I do see Nebraska on the up and up, especially when 3 out of the 4 stars they signed were D linemen. 2 edge rushers and 1 D tackle. Then a 6'4", 190 wide receiver, number 11 wide receiver in the nation. Jeff Sims didn't have that at Georgia Tech. So yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they did good in the transfer portal. I hated to see Sherman leave Georgia as
me
well
too.
as some other players, but I'm not like people like, some people wish hate on these guys
This
and like,
guy's bum.
how
This guy's
dare
bum.
you?
Yeah,
I'm not like that. I still wish Dominic Blaylock luck at Georgia
Yeah.
Tech. I just
Well, he
don't
didn't
want
know.
Georgia Tech to win, of course, but I wish
Yeah.
him luck.
yeah.
Him.
Fucking
I
hate
know.
Georgia. I'm so tired of y'all, man. I'm so tired of y'all.
Well, you got people transferring from us, so maybe we'll lose a few games this year from losing.
It's just our time, fishing. That's all.
Yeah, y'all
It's
had y'all's
no,
time. Listen.
College football
no.
is a
It's not your
cyclic
time.
thing,
No,
and
no, no. I don't care about time. I don't care.
well, I felt the same way in the '90s under Tim Tebow at Florida. I
Yeah, well,
hated
that's because it was
Florida
our
winning all the
time.
time. Yeah, but that was y'all's time.
Yeah,
Hey, you
I
gotta
know.
admit,
I know, man. I know.
the cool thing about y'all having Tebow and like especially because that was your team having him as your guy, dude. That had to have been so cool seeing him as a leader. That had to have been so cool seeing him.
It was.
Just
I didn't even watch college football at the time, so I don't even know.
okay,
I
okay,
did.
I mean,
I
I
did.
didn't. So like, I've never seen anything like that.
got
I
you.
The
did. I
closest thing that
seen
I've
Tim
seen
Tebow.
to Florida would be Kyle Trask in the COVID year with the shoe throw, which is bullshit. But yeah, the shoe throw
See, I
with the
survived
amazing
through
offense.
the
That's the only
the
thing.
Ray
That's
Golf
the closest thing I've
and the
been.
Jim Donnan era.
Got you.
Oh
Survived
no.
through those eras.
I'm looking at Wisconsin's right now. They got Matt Fickle from Cincinnati. I believe
Got Matt Pickle.
is that his name? Luke Fickle. There it is. Sorry.
Luke Pickle.
Uh,
Man, it's a Matt Pickle.
well, we were talking about Matt Rule earlier, so my bad. But I'll say I do think that Coach Fickle. I think
Sorry.
he's a much better gaming coach, like in-game chess match guy, than a lot of
Oh
coaches
yeah.
because
Oh
he had
yeah.
to do it at Cincinnati.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. No. Oh, he is. No, that's 100% facts. He is.
I guess why I can't wait to see him at a place like Wisconsin because, dude, if he was doing it at Cincinnati with recruits like that, now all he has to do, I mean, he's going to get better recruits at Wisconsin. He's not going to get, all 5 stars, but he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
need. He just all he
Yeah.
needed was a shot, and so I'm
Well, but that's the next step for him though is like you're gonna have to start landing some top recruits.
yeah.
If you
I
want
agree.
if you want to be if you want to win the Big Ten, I mean that's what you're gonna have to do.
I do believe.
Look at Penn State. Look
Yeah,
at Penn State. Penn
Penn
State's had
State.
the top.
Yep.
Penn State's had great recruiting classes, and they haven't won nothing. Nothing.
that's wild to think, dude. I know.
Nothing.
But
I do.
I do think if I think if Wisconsin will be much better in, I'd say, 2 or 3 years from now. Give
Yeah,
him a
yeah.
couple of years, get those recruits in, get the people he
Yeah, I
wants
agree.
put in place.
I agree.
I think it's just going to take a year or two for recruits to see that okay, dude does know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because we always see guys that they were a good coach here and then they move here and all of a sudden it doesn't work out very well. What was his name? Dude that just got fired from Nebraska. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody thought he was going to be a good coach and then he crapped the
Scott
bed.
Frost. Yeah,
Yeah,
Scott Frost.
Scott Frost.
Yeah.
That's a good example right
Yeah.
there, dude. So that's I think that's what recruits and stuff try to pay attention to is how's that going to go?
Yeah, Matt Rule will never Scott Frost. He won't do that. It's not gonna. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
I believe you. I know he definitely seems to have a different kind of chip on his shoulder. He doesn't seem as confident, like as cocky either. That's one thing I do like about Luke.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially after going to the NFL, and that's a whole different story. But it wasn't his fault for the Panthers freaking being a disaster. It wasn't his fault, really, because guess what? I mean, when you go to the NFL is a whole different monster. It's a whole different thing.
Agreed.
And some coaches go to the NFL and they try to, they see what they can do, and most of the time it doesn't work out.
Yeah. Agreed.
But it's because there's only 32 people in the country, in America, that can be NFL head coaches.
That's
so
true.
I think Matt Rule is a college head coach, and I think that's what he is. I don't think he's an NFL head coach.
That's freaking awesome, dude. That's a great way to put it, though. That's why that's why that's going to be, that's definitely, what's up, Mayhem? That's definitely why my goal, dude, is with coaching, if I ever get the chance to coach at the next level, my goal is to go to a D2 school. Now, the dream would be to coach college football, but if I go coach like basketball, dude, I cannot, like, how cool is that going to be able to call somebody and go, hey, this is Coach so-and-so from here. We'd like to offer you a scholarship to come play, pay for your schooling to come play sports. Like, that's the part that I feel I have enough connections in certain areas, but I want to see what these guys do. I want to see the recruiting aspect. I want to see the keeping in touch, the going to visit, the eating out with the family, or, hey, this kid's underrated. Nobody's looking at him. Let's get him. Like that. That to me seems
like, you know what it starts out with?
What?
And it's a lot of hard work, but it's evaluation of players.
Yeah, I agree. Whether it's on film or going to,
and then you have to make them come to your school. Like that's a hard part. And Kirby's fucking killing it, but that's the hard bargain that you're trying to go up against. With, I mean, if you try to recruit kids, that's really the thing.
Too, it has a lot to do with your connections, and the reason I say that, that Florida coach that just came to Georgia, he is killing it in recruiting right now at Georgia. Everybody's talking about it. Well, I didn't know this, but dude is actually from Georgia, and he was actually a coach at a smaller school around Atlanta for a few years, and they're like, yeah, he knows a lot of these travel ball organizations, like in circuits around that area. So he's reaching out to just a bunch of old buddies, and they're all like, hey, you want to go to Georgia? Oh, I never thought about that. Like, it's that easy of, if you have a connection, boom. But that's also where, going back to Billy Napier, I think that does make it harder on him when you don't have a connection and you're just having to blindly hit up people. Hey, this is Coach, blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, is it all right if I come meet with you? Yeah, I guess so. Like, instead of your coach coming to you, hey, look, one of my old buddies, Billy, like, it is a huge difference in that, being able to have connections. What's up, Jack? So that's how I feel with the connection part. And Kirby's coached all over. Dude coached at Valdosta. He played at Bainbridge High School, I think. But yeah, dude's been all over. I think that helps him out. One of the best things I've heard him say was, like, be where your feet are. He's like, everybody always says I'm so competitive, I'm so this and that, and he's like, and that's true.
I know, I love that quote too. I love that quote.
But I never thought about where I would be or where I came from. He's like, I just, where my feet were, I was going to do whatever I needed to do there. I was going to do it as good as I could do. And he was like, my coaching staff here, that's what I love about them. I don't ever have to worry about where their head is. So
yeah,
that's respect. What's up, Nature Boy? So,
now Georgia fans can't shut the fuck up. They just can't be quiet.
Jack,
I mean, we might go 5-peat. Who knows?
Jack, turn your volume down.
You ain't even going 3-peat. Stop it.
Jack, turn your volume down. Come on, because Fishen. Yeah. But I do think this is another one. Landon Thomas, the guy that committed to Florida State, he's actually from the state of Georgia. We just got the number 2 tight end for next year, but people, I guess, are thinking that we're going to flip Landon. To me, It just popped up.
Nah.
I don't think you
Um,
flip them.
I
I
don't
don't think
know.
I don't. Only reason I don't see you flip them is just because of with what Florida State's doing, like what we talked about with how decent that they're doing right now.
Well. Plus, I mean, he was pretty much a Georgia lock. I mean, if he flips. If he flips to FSU, I mean, Kirby. How do you think Kirby feels? I mean, he's gonna be like, okay, well,
Yeah.
missed out on that one. Not gonna
Yeah.
talk to him anymore.
Yo, I am a
And
NBA.
that's probably true. Like
You,
Kirby's like, okay, we're
you guys know that I'm an NBA fan. This just came out, and it may get a test run at Summer League in the NBA Summer League. The NBA's competition committee is considering penalizing flops with a technical foul free throw. That would make my day. That
Yeah.
would make my day, bro.
hey,
Yes.
nature boy. You already know, brother. You already know, brother.
Uh, Jack's dad runs a store here in town where he sells um like certain like vehicles and stuff like that, and he just had a famous guy come by yesterday and buy a few cars, and Jack went up there today to meet the guy. It's a famous person, and so he told me that this morning, so I thought that was kind of cool. Moultrie is FSU country, close to Tally, and where it is, Thomas is going to get the NIL bag too. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. We're in that day and age now where NIL is going to be something. So I
Yeah,
yeah.
ask Miami. They'll tell you all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South Georgia's kind of split
yeah.
though.
Ask A&M. They'll tell you all about it.
This is for it's a question.
They'll tell you all about it.
How many 5-year-olds would it take to tackle Derrick Henry?
Oh, shoot.
Shit, 15?
I
Lot?
don't know. I might say 50, dog.
Yeah.
He's just
I'd
gonna be
say
stomping on some
50
chest.
probably.
Think he's gonna be stomping on some chest quick, bro. Okay.
I was gonna say South Georgia's pretty much split. Like South South Southwestern Georgia,
Yeah.
they're more like FSU, and Southeastern Georgia is more like Florida fans and stuff. And then you got some Miami
Yeah.
mixed in there. But
No, I
because I
know.
grew up in South Georgia, and my hometown is Stetson Bennett's hometown.
Got you. Got you. That's Oh, can I know we're talking football. I'm gonna tell y'all a story about my dad. My dad's a big fisherman, and my brother had told me this story a while back, but we ended up talking to somebody who was able to what's it called, confirm the story. So I feel like I wanted to tell you guys about it. Y'all cool with that?
No, go ahead.
All right. So at Lake Weiss at Lake Lanier there are really big striped bass, and I know Fishen knows about some striped bass. But striped bass they get big, and they're tough. They're strong fish. Well, my dad was out there fishing, and he's got a friend with him that's just chilling, hanging out. He's just chilling, hanging out, and my dad's just fishing. Well, said that my dad caught uh, caught a fish. He's sitting there reeling. He's fighting it. Well, he kept fighting it, and the guy, his words were, after a while, when somebody's fighting a fish for a few minutes, you start to think it's got to be something big, like it's got to be, what did he catch? You start thinking, because he's like, usually, within a few minutes, you can, all right, he's reeling it in, he's close. Well, he's like, your dad is sitting there, fighting this fish, and all of a sudden, the fish gets a little closer, and he said they were in a 12-foot, um, just a small boat, like out there on Lake Lanier. And he's like, I kid you not. He said it got closer and closer, and finally it got up close to the water. And he said it was a striped bass that was bigger, eh, bigger than half the size of the boat. He said it was the biggest thing I have ever seen in person as a fish.
That's impossible. That's impossible.
He said, and I remember your dad like trying to get me to get the net, and he said, and I'm just staring at it, like I'm just looking at this fish. He said it was huge, and it goes under the boat, and the line snaps. It goes towards the. He said he forgot to pull up the trolling motor or whatever it is. He said it ended up it cut the line. He's like, and I'm just sitting there thinking, oh my God. He's like, I was kind of just scared, thinking like that I've never seen something like that. And he said, and I look
If
over
it
at your
was
dad.
if
What?
it was that big, TB, it had to be a world record.
Oh well, I mean that. Well, I know people have said
It
there are.
It was a catfish.
Yeah,
No,
striped bass
no.
don't get that big.
It had to be.
I mean, they get big, but they don't get that.
My dad's been fishing his whole life. Like I know
Yeah.
he knows what a catfish looks like and what a striped bass looks like. I'm just telling you, the dude goes, yeah, look over at your dad. He said, I look over at your dad. Your dad's already putting another lure on his line, and he's already casting. And I'm like, he's like, I fumbled the bag. He's like, I missed it. He's like, I could have helped your dad catch the biggest fish I've ever seen in life. He throws it out there. He throws the lure out there. He said it wasn't a minute before, dude. He said your dad caught the same fish, and he's reeling it up. He's like, fish ends up fighting it, jumps out of the water a little bit. He said it looked like a manatee. He said it looked huge. He's like, so we're sitting there. He's getting it close, getting it close. He's like, this time I've got the trolling motor up. I've got the net. He said he got it close to the boat, and he's like, I'm sitting there. He said that we could not get the fish in the net. It's sitting there fighting, and he said the net was
That
too
had to
small.
be a catfish. There's no way.
Guys, I mean,
or else
I'm not saying your dad's a liar.
You should be the star of River Monsters, bro.
Well, and that's my point is, I know that there's stuff out there, and when they show it on TV shows, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I know that there are more stories out there than just what are on TV shows. But I also know,
there is. Yeah.
But I also know, like, this guy and my dad have been fishing for 40 something years, 50 something years. So I know that they would, like, I don't. What I'm saying is, I don't think my dad would want to lie about something like that. It's not like something where he's like, oh, like, because I think my dad would be crunk. Dude, I saw a catfish that was almost as big as the boat. I think he'd be excited to tell me about it. But he just my dad never wanted to tell the story. So when that dude told the story, my dad just shook his head. And I was like, why? I was like, why? My parents are deaf.
Yeah.
I know.
I said, I was like, what? I said, why don't you want to tell us? He said, if I would have caught that fish, he said, I'd have been famous. And the guy looked, he's like, yeah. He said, easy. If he just shook his head, he was like, that's my fault. He's like, he said, if we would have had a bigger net, we'd have got it. Like, you could just tell my dad's face was just a look of like, just like a, you know what I mean? Like, dude, like, don't even talk about it. Like, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But that, to me, that was so, that, like I said, that was so cool. And I was like, I just told my dad, I was like, it's still a cool story. He was like, he said it was the prettiest bass he had ever seen in his life. Just being able to see something that big move that fast. And so, I don't know. I just think of the videos I see of in the ocean where they show like tuna that are the size of cars moving at like 50 miles an hour underwater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's like, to me, that's scary as crap to think something moving that fast.
That might have been a world record because I just looked it up and it's 73.
He was at Lake Lanier. What would you think?
Pound,
God.
73-pound bass is the world record for
striped bass. That's
I hate to call it cat, but that's I hate to call it that. But,
well, the biggest striped bass.
It was a catfish.
I mean, you could say that. I'm not gonna sit here and
I
go.
hate to say
Yeah.
it though.
I mean, but you could, of course, you can say what you want to say. Your opinion is your
Right.
opinion.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean,
Well,
it's
right.
possible it was a
Right.
striped bass, but it would have been probably the world record if it was.
What
Not only would it be the world record, I mean, it would be way bigger than a world record. I mean, it would be
Well,
way bigger.
the world record, it shows a picture of the guy holding the thing, the world record, 73-pound bass, striped
how
bass, and
long
the
You know what?
fish is
I should look a
bigger
picture of
than,
that up just to make sure. I should do that.
because I
there's
want to see
like,
that picture.
this fish looks about almost 4 foot long. Well, 3.5, maybe 4 foot long.
Which it probably is. Yeah, it probably is.
So if he's in a john boat, it could look half the size of the boat.
Yeah, that's what that was my thing was. Uh, I know, well, and I know you guys know this too. There's a big difference in the look of a catfish and a striped bass. There's nothing out
Yeah,
there that
there
looks
is a
like
big,
that.
No, yeah.
but it could be mistaken if it's in the water. I mean,
Well, if you had it close enough to pick it up with the net, then I would think you should be able to see it.
true.
You know, it's not like it because I know, like when I saw those fish out there at the lake that I was at, and I
Oh,
kept telling Fishen they were coming up to the top, and like their fin was coming up. He was like, "It's a carp," and it's like then the closer
Yeah.
they got to the shore, you could see it's just a family of carp walk like swimming around. 54 inches. Oh, bro, I just did that. I just looked up.
It was Massachusetts.
Yo, there's a 125-pound striped bass.
golly.
There's a striped bass aren't the most common fish, but they're still around in Florida. It's saying they're not. Oh, okay. It's saying they're not the most common fish in Florida. It's just the article. It's random articles. I'm seeing the one that you saw, the one in Massachusetts.
1973.
I'm seeing the one you saw, the 81 pound, 14 ounces.
Yeah, this article says Massachusetts, 1973. Charles Church caught a 73-pound bass at Quick Holes. I don't know what Quick Holes is, but you know, probably some local fishing place.
Well,
Greg
I will
Mars broke
say
striped bass.
I want to see the.
Oh, this one says world record 2011 while fishing at a reef, 54 inches long.
The 125-pound bass is from like the 1900. Like it's the picture you can tell is old as crap. 105
Yeah,
pound, 1970. To me, that's the part to me that is so not overwhelming, but so.
wow.
What's up? What's up, Twisted? South Carolina's record is around 70, is what Twisted Rooster said.
Yeah, 1973 looks like this guy's holding it up, and it's like almost as big as he is tall. And I don't know. He's probably
this is the. Got you. All right. So in 1981, the biggest striped bass was hauled in. It never. There's a picture, but it says it never made it to the official world record. Like people, and I get that. You got to
yeah,
take that fish all the way to whoever. It's still got to be intact. You got to weigh it, make sure there's no weights in it for them to count it. But it said a group of fishermen in North Carolina caught a 125-pound bass, but they were fishing for commercial purposes. Therefore, they were using nets. That's why they couldn't record it. It was 100.
yeah.
Yeah, I get. That makes sense. That's crazy. Now, if
That's
me and
bullshit.
Fishen are throwing nets out and we catch something, we keeping it. I don't care about it being a record.
Hey, bro.
I'm just saying.
Nobody see, nobody know.
100-pound striped bass, bro. You know how long we would eat for? I don't know, 17 years. A lot of
The whole damn Slop
I-
Olympics.
I'll say what I told this.
Game, bro.
I'll say what I told this one guy when I was in the military before I retired. I
Yeah.
had this soldier, and he was like one of these guys that always exaggerates.
Yeah.
He was like, "Man, I caught a bluegill one day, and he was like 15 inches long," and I'm like, "You a damn lie." I was like, "You should have called Guinness because that's a bluegill don't get that big."
That's
He
a
was
that's a
like,
big.
he was like, I swear it was a bluegill. I was like, no, it wasn't no bluegill. It might have been a hybrid or something like that, but it wasn't no damn bluegill. They don't get that big.
I'll show y'all some of the fish that my dad has at when I go. Oh well, Fishen will meet me there in South Georgia at my nana's house. She has like a little, I don't know what you call it, like a little outdoor house that we used to play in as kids. But it's got a bunch of my dad's fish in there, and you can see some of his like big crappie and bluegill that he's caught. It's got some bass, and then we have some bass up here. But that
I
was
can tell you the biggest fish I've ever seen firsthand was my dad. He went fishing with a buddy of his, and I remember we went and met him at the dock when they were done fishing. And
yeah.
my dad had caught this big red drum, and I know fishing knows what a red drum is. And this thing was huge.
Yeah,
It had
caught
to
one yesterday.
be about
Yes.
24 to 36 inches long, something in that range. I mean, I
Yeah.
was a kid at the time, but that's the biggest fish I've ever seen. And that's not
That's
saying a lot. Red drum get real big. They get
So
much
yeah,
bigger than
TB, the redfish I caught yesterday, it's a red drum, aka redfish.
that's what that
So
was.
like,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
yeah.
So
Uh,
when they get big like that, they're pretty much classified as red drum or bull reds.
hmm
When they're small though, yeah, they're redfish. Yeah, they're redfish when they're small.
well, I
When
just
I remember
Everybody refers to them differently.
got
when my dad came back in the boat, they actually couldn't pull the fish in. It was so big. So they had to tie it up behind the boat with a rope and like
and just drag
drag
it.
it back
That's freaking awesome.
because
Well,
they weren't strong enough to pull it in. They had to bring it back the boat dock, and use some kind of winch and like pull it up out of the water to get it.
I looked up a picture of a fish by boat, like just any fish, and I that's the part where like that makes me feel like it's more believable because it probably wasn't a 8 foot striped bass. I get that, but if they were in a 12 foot, 10 foot, 12 foot like little John boat, if
Yeah.
you see something that big coming up, if it's around 4 to 5 feet, I could imagine. Okay, like that to me is believable, especially when the world record is what is it? It's 48, 49 inches.
hmm
So that's right at 4 feet. So, but it's one of those two that sucks because nowadays people when they go out fishing for stuff, they got cameras and they record. And
Yeah.
that's like you go on TikTok and you can see a lot of stuff that you probably would never see if it wasn't for TikTok. So that's why, like, if I ever like, I know my brother's talking about wanting to get a boat, but if I ever go out with him, dude, I'm gonna get one of those things. And I know fishing knows, but you see those like little stands people will hook up on their boat. That's just like a little tripod, or you could just put a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
I, I know you see in these fishing videos just on YouTube, people love, bro. People love seeing you pull in something or seeing
Hey,
you.
hey, I gotta go, guys. I
Oh,
enjoyed being on though. Thanks for having me.
See you, buddy.
All right. Bye.
CGC. Oh.
Welcome on, Mr. Nathaniel. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Nathaniel.
Good. Good, good. We're doing good. We're just talking. How'd your day go, mate?
Pretty good, actually. But tired as crap because I had 2 ice hockey games for a tournament, and we both won them. So
Are you are you able to get back on and
Yeah, we're done for the night. Like my team is.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's good. That makes me happy. I know you said you had the deal that happened and you weren't able to play, and
yeah,
I'm glad that you're back to.
and I already told you what happened, so you don't have to tell.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if Fishen knew. That's why I didn't want to say it unless you wanted to say it.
I don't care. I mean, it's your show.
Well, if you're okay with it, I will tell him.
I'm
Fishen.
fine with it because I think
Native,
everybody needs to know because I'm not some guy is like you know,
yeah,
but
I feel like the secret is being hidden from me.
it is. It is. We are hiding it from you. And now the secret that we were hiding from Fishen.
No.
No. Nate. Nate had a seizure at one of the hockey games. So
Oh shit.
yeah, he wasn't
For
able
real?
to for a while. Yeah.
Were you
yeah.
playing or just
Well,
there?
I was just on the bench, thankfully, but yeah, I had to
Yeah.
get to the hospital really quick, and I mean, I was blacked out. I was like in the void basically.
Yeah.
I had no clue what going on, so I woke up in the hospital. I thought, oh, what the hell happened? I didn't
Yeah.
say that, but I just said what happened, and then my mom said you had a seizure. Well, I thought I just blacked out, but apparently I just had a seizure. But um, so yes, I have epilepsy. I had to take medications and stuff, but for that to, uh, you know, to prevent seizures, basically.
I'm glad you're good, man. I'm glad you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, it's something I can't handle. I can't control. Um, so I mean, it happens.
Scary.
Yeah, actually, but I
Pretty
just
scary.
Well, and I know this is what's it called? Way off subject.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
No, not what you said. I'm saying what I'm about to say is we need to go bird hunting, fishing. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like I'm saying, like going like dove hunting or going turkey hunting, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I would I just I know we've talked about fishing and doing that kind of stuff, which I did. You know, Nature Boy and Jay Shipes, they are down for um they are down for us doing that.
I don't know if you knew. I never went hunting in my life.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, being for real. I never held a gun before. I never did any of that. I know fishing though. That's about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I definitely can understand. You know, like you said, not going hunting. You know what I mean? Just because if you have epilepsy, that'd probably be the worst thing is to
Yeah.
uh so
Mm. Well, I can handle loud sounds, but it's just the flashes I can't. You know. But I don't know if I don't know if hunting requires flashes. I don't know.
I meant more of you like holding a gun. Because if you were to pass out while holding a gun, that wouldn't be good
Oh
either.
yeah, me on a tree trying to snipe a geese or something. Um, was that movie where Kevin Hart and Ice Cube were together, um, trying to be good cops, and I forgot what the movie was called, but um, so uh, Kevin Hart's character was basically a gamer like us, uh, and he never held a gun before, and was playing like a Call of Duty type game, and
Yeah.
and he held a gun before with a shotgun, and he shot the gun. He just went backwards. I just thought it was funny, but but
Okay.
I'm just I mean, it might happen to me. I don't know how it feels. So
I think it'll be
The
okay.
heat. Don't jump in the kitchen, bro.
You said,
yeah,
you said don't what?
Straight up.
What'd you say? Don't what?
Don't jump in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
If you don't like the heat, don't jump in the kitchen.
Oh, that's funny. Well, what I was saying was we need to. What I was saying is we need to go bird hunting, dude. Like we need to go whether it's bird like dove hunting or turkey hunting. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
So I saw
some fresh fried turkey legs, bro. Oh
Well,
my goodness.
I just
Oh my
saw
goodness.
a few videos of just people bird hunting and stuff, and it's like, man, that's got to be something. I've never cooked dove personally, but just seeing these people go out and get like 20 dove and then bring them back.
Mhm.
I love cooking, man, and being able to cook catfish is cool. I feel like being able to cook that would be just cool too.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks, DC. I'm okay. Thank you. Oh yeah, Fishing, you missed it last night. Me and T play a scary game or scary games in general.
Man, don't even bring. So okay, on Fortnite Fission, they have added this thing, Unreal Engine 5, which is now the most realistic engine for any gaming system. So now everything looks more realistic. Well, they've also allowed it to where people can make like different. I don't even know what you call it. Like they can create different things, different custom things, and
Yeah.
they've even had it where
Oh,
I've seen where people have created Black Ops
yeah.
on freaking Fortnite, dude. Like, I mean, like the sounds, the voiceovers, the airstrikes, like everything, but just with Fortnite characters. The map looks the same. So
And
I was
sadly, they Activision said no, you can't do that, and then Fortnite just said okay, just.
anyways, they started creating these scary custom games, and so if you end up being able to download it tonight, we're gonna have to bring you through one, and you'll
yeah.
you'll get to enjoy it with us.
Should we do
I hope so. I hope so.
Should we do the last this last stream horror game or the one before that, like the or is it, I know it was a baby doll or something. I don't know what it was, but it was one of them was a creepy doll that's trying to freaking eat us alive in the Fortnite, and we're trying to escape it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. No, not cool. It's horrifying.
It was it definitely is
It's pretty cool. It was pretty funny to be honest last night because I kept falling to my death. I don't want to talk about that, but yeah, I left TB behind, so the monster could get him. I was like, peace. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was
a monster. What?
They've created scary games on.
No.
Well, I will say when I get the camera, when I get the PS5 and the camera, I'm playing Outlast 2. That way people can see my reactions because freaking True Seminole's the one that put me on that game. He didn't think I was going to play it, and then come to find out, he let me know it was created by a gaming scientist to see how the human mind freaking reacts to fear decision making under fear, and that's why it's considered the scariest game of all time. And I'm like, that game that it didn't torture me, but that game tripped me out, dude.
Yeah.
Other scary games, at least you can fight back, and this one it was more, you know.
Yeah. Hey, they have it now. Oh, sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fortnite has ranked mode for duos and squads now. I'm just saying, just to let you know.
Okay, all right. But yeah, so what I have to do is I have to go clean out these people that live here. That live close to me. They own a storage unit, but or not but like a storage building that has a bunch of units in it. Well, they're on vacation, and last year I went and I cleaned like sweep the floors and stuff once a day for them, and so they paid me whenever they got back from vacation. So I told them I would do it again this year, and that's what I got to go do.
Nice.
So I'll do that, and then once I finish, I will come back, and then we will jump on the game, and hopefully we will have the Fishen join. I know Colby said he's going to join us.
Yeah.
He said he would rather it be at night. That way he could join. So
yeah. He needs to play horror games with us.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we end up getting Fishen on there too, we could have a
yeah. But I'll let you go. Hopefully you like my profile, or not profile, just the avatar picture right there.
you know, with the fishy fish.
It's largemouth, yeah.
That looks like Fishen in that picture.
Not me.
Okay, I believe you.
But have a good day. I'll talk to you then. So, see ya.
Okay, see you, Nate. All right, Fishen. Anything else that you want to say, my good sir?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna what I'll do is I'll shut down the stream real quick, and then I'm going. I will give you a call, and then yeah, then I'll go and open. But I'll call you. All right. All right. Appreciate it.
Hey, bro. Hey, man.
All right. Bye.